Welcome to this full tour of the passenger areas of Felipe Carrillo International Airport in Tulum, Mexico. I arrived on an Avianca flight in April of 2025 and shot this video the same day. Exiting the jet bridge, we see there's only one other jet bridge present at the airport. These can serve up to 2 aircraft at a time, but that means there are at least 5 other gates that are served by remote stands or boarding by air stairs. This is a strange decision for such a new airport. The Tulum airport opened in December of 2023 and has been in operation at this point for only about 15 months. Using this fast-forwarded video, you can see the Customs Collection Hall, where you are guided to the immigration portion of the airport. Overall, the airport has excellent theming, including some Mayan artwork and jungle themes, which is very consistent with the location of this airport, which was carved out of the jungle. Later in this video, we will see the arrivals area, the departures area, parking, access to the train station, and check-in desks. For now, we are seeing my arrival into the immigration hall. Overall, this was a smooth process, although everyone on my flight received secondary screening at customs, perhaps due to our origination point in Colombia. My flight arrived at about 4:45 in the afternoon. This was apparently the last arriving flight of the day, so it was pretty empty here in the baggage hall, and a number of the businesses in the airport were closing up. This is the International Arrivals Hall. It's located on the ground floor. The building is one long linear building, with domestic arrivals sharing all of these stores and vendors with the international arrivals. I'll walk down to the far end of the arrivals hall so you can see all the vendors and all the stores available. At the far end of the terminal in the domestic section, there's a cluster of currency exchange kiosks. It's a strange placement, considering it's a couple hundred yards away from where the international arrivals are coming in. I chose to use CL Banco, as this is a recognizable Mexican retail bank brand, and they had the best rates. This is the center atrium, with arrivals on the first floor, departures on the second. There are 4 entry doors into the atrium. If you're headed for the departures, you'll head up the escalators. Let's head that way now. Although Tulum was designed to be a smaller and more manageable airport, uptake by airlines has been slower than expected. There are 15 airlines that serve the airport, 7 of them seasonally. All 3 U.S. legacy carriers serve the airport: American from Dallas-Fort Worth and Miami, Delta from Atlanta, and United from Houston. United and Delta also offer some seasonal service from their other hubs. JetBlue has seasonal service from JFK. Tulum is particularly well served from Canada, with Air Canada, Air Transat, Sunwing, and WestJet providing service from 6 Canadian airports. Tulum also has excellent connections inside Mexico, with service on Aeromexico to Mexico City and on low-cost carriers Viva and Volaris to Guadalajara, Monterrey, and Tijuana. The only Latin American destinations served outside of Mexico are Bogota on Avianca and Volaris Costa Rica to San Jose. Despite the number of airlines, flight frequencies can be rather low. There are about 37 flights a day in season to the airport. 18 of those are offered by Viva. That means most of the airports mentioned earlier are served once or at most twice a day. My flight on Avianca was the last flight of the day to arrive at about 4:30 in the afternoon. As you can see, the departures hall is completely empty. Only 3 more flights were scheduled to depart that day, including my incoming aircraft, which had a 45-minute turn before returning to Bogota. There was plenty of space for passenger pickup, as well as cell phone waiting lots. There didn't seem to be that much long-term parking available, at least within eyeshot of the front of the airport. I did see a couple of colectivos. Those are probably for workers. There were a number of tour vans and shared shuttles that were available for hire directly outside of the arrivals hall. Taxis, however, are at the end of the building towards the international side of the terminal. There was this information booth about Tren Maya. Tren Maya is a very large train system that has been built in the Yucatan. It connects several places along the Costa Maya. There is a station adjacent to the Tulum airport. However, there appear to be only 4 trains a day, 2 in each direction. Information on the train is very hard to find on the internet, and fares are quite a bit higher for tourists. Still, if your flight arrives at the right time, this could be a good option. Here's a little look at Google Maps, where the train station is in comparison to the end of the terminal. It can be seen from the taxi rank, but is close to a third or maybe even a half a mile walk from the end of the parking lot. It was too far and my luggage was too heavy for me to walk all the way down to the train station. As I scurry back into the terminal to avoid the heat, I'd just like to make some overall thoughts about the airport. Tulum Airport is very well done. It was well designed, it's well accessorized and decorated. It appears to have had a lot of thought put into the movement of cars, movement of people. The number of jet bridges is the only serious problem as an air traveler. This is a tremendously better facility than the Cancun airport. It is, however, nearly an hour and 45-minute drive south of the Cancun airport. So if you're headed to Tulum or farther south towards Lake Caracal, this is a really great option. However, if you're headed from Playa del Carmen northward, Cancun is still your best shot. Thank you for watching. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. Happy travels.